think it's going the wrong way, but let's do it the right way. Okay. Apparently, we hear something going on somewhere. Okay. Update. Okay. Update. So, I want to do this because it's getting late. And I should have put some mosquito spray on. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me a second. Hey, can I get the insect repeller? It's warm enough. It might attack me. Okay. The bugs might attack me today, okay? Because it's a little warmer out here than it was a few days ago. When was I out here? Was that a few days ago or was that yesterday? Yeah, I think it was a couple of days ago, okay? Anyway, so last week, and I don't even think it was a week ago, I showed y'all, which I showed y'all in the past, but I did this again, germinated some seeds. And they happen to germinate really fast. These tomatoes, right? Hold up. Thank you, boo. Okay. I'm going to put some of this on my legs and on my hands, right? And on anything that's exposed. These mosquitoes will tear me up, and I don't like it. Okay? I don't know why he gave me this one in particular. This is the one when we go fishing or hunting. You know, this one has DEET, and it makes sure you don't get no ticks. But I don't like getting bit up, okay? I don't like getting bit up. Okay, so here we go. I did this just like a week ago. And we're going to take a look, okay? Remember, so we're going to open them up and look. These are my red cherry tomatoes. And you see them? 1 week. Now, some items take longer, right? Some items take longer to germinate and some things are quicker. But this way of doing it is quicker no matter what. So if it says it takes 2 weeks to germinate, it may germinate in like a week, okay? If you do it the way I showed y'all here. Now this is the germination from seed. You can still see the actual seed there. These are the red cherry tomatoes, and these are, I'm not sure. We'll see. I put labels in them, okay? Now, so I can keep up, because it's hard to keep up. And if you don't keep up, you will F up, okay? You will F, because these things will start looking, all of them will start looking alike. This is the Roma tomatoes, okay? Now, I did peppers, right? I did the, what is it called? Some type of really hot pepper. That's still in my kitchen. I can see like tiny little stem, right? So they still germinating. And I did some other, green peppers also, right? Bell peppers. And the reason I think they haven't germinated yet, which they do take a little longer, but they usually require some heat, right? And I do have a heating pad for germinating seeds. But because I didn't do the video yet, I didn't take it out of the bag. You know, I just ordered it like maybe, I've only purchased it like a month ago. The grow light and the heating pad. And I only bought that so I could do videos with you all. But because you don't need a heating pad, you don't need to grow lights if you're going to do things outside. But if you're doing them inside, you do need at least the grow light, okay? You don't need a heating pad. You could wait until the weather warms up. Some of y'all are in warm areas. I'm not, okay? It's still, it may be, right now, it feels like it could be easily in the 60s, right? It's somewhere in the 60s. It's going to drop down probably to the late 50s tonight. And that's what it's been doing. So it's a little warmer, right, than it's been. Because it's really been in like the 40s and the 50s. So we just starting to get some warmth here. Now, hubby, after y'all heard what happened the last video, he did go and purchase me some things to kind of replace, and I'm gonna show y'all that in a minute. Now I know it don't look like much, right? It don't look like much, but this is very. These are to start your seeds. You do need something to start seeds from, and so this is the cheap way in your home, right? Where it has a top, and these are cheap. You could buy these from Dollar Tree or Walmart. You know, you buy them, and I don't know how many packs that come in. Don't ask me, I don't remember. Okay, it's been a while since I bought them, but my son's a husband buy. This is the same kind of thing, right? Here's the top to this little thing. Now let me tell you what the difference is. This and why I gotta transplant these from what it is in now. So this is because this is already, these seedlings are already touching the top, right? So it won't be able to grow much longer, any taller without bending, right? So this took 1 week and I have this much growth. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do, right? I'm not gonna put it in no cells because I've already started this. And look, one didn't come out. That one right there. As y'all can see, it looks like that one is the only, no, two of them didn't pop up. I put two on this one, both of them popped up. I put two on this one, both of them popped up. I only put one on there, popped up, one. I put three on this one, all three popped up. So the seeds are really good, right? It looked like one seed there, it didn't pop up. And that might be because where it is, but nah, that shouldn't be it. So I see where 1, 2, out of all these that I put, only 2 of them did not germinate. Y'all see that? Which make that's a good rate. That's a very good rate, okay? Good seeds, great seeds. And I got them from Dollar Tree, by the way. What are these? Yes, I did get them from Dollar Tree. And here go. These are and I do want to grow all these tomatoes. It's going to be a lot of tomatoes. These are the Roma tomatoes. We're going to see what that look like in a minute. And these are the red cherry tomatoes. Okay. Now, because of the size of them, I can't keep the top on them, right? It's already hitting the top. If y'all can't see that, they already smashed against the top, the lid, okay? So I have to do something a little different. And so I had some of these little things. They really cheap. Hubby bought them by accident like many months ago, because I didn't tell him I wanted these. I told him I wanted what he ended up buying just recently. But he bought these. And this is the same material as that egg carton. You see that? And that's when I was in there talking to him after, you know, everything, I blew up and everything. I showed him, I said, this is what you're talking about, but this is not what I'm talking about. And I explained to him that this fabric, this is all the same, y'all. It's compressed paper, right? So that means we wouldn't have had to buy it if we just would have kept them like I asked, right? We wouldn't have to pay money. But okay, nothing wrong with spending money. I'm not against spending money. I'm just against spending money when I don't need to spend money. That's all. Okay, yes. Am I frugal? Yes. If you want to say cheap, I guess you could call it that. I don't know why people would call it cheap. Like if I already have something that I can use that I've already purchased, even though I purchased through another way, right? We bought eggs, and the egg carton provided me what I needed, and all we had to do was store it until I'm ready for it. That's not cheap. I don't think that's cheap. I think it's usefulness. Use what you have instead of putting it in the trash if you can use it. That's all. But anyway, so we have these, right? And I think I showed y'all when I showed y'all this soil, right? I already went through this. I guess I'll show it to y'all again. You know, for those who may not was here. I showed y'all this soil. It's potting mix. Okay? It's good for starting seeds. But not too much of anything other than that. Okay? It's not too good for anything other than that. My husband bought this. That's the wrong. He bought it even without me asking for it, which I was glad about, I guess. But when I saw what it was, I was like thinking to myself, well, he bought something that it's not really useful. And I already showed y'all why it's not useful, and I'm gonna show y'all again. I'm gonna show. This is why I have this container. I have this container because y'all remember when I tried to fill that egg. When I tried to fill that egg carton with the soil, right? And then I added water to wet it, and it wouldn't. The water sat on top, and the water just kind of ran off, right? Because this doesn't want to. This is not soil. It's little real particles. This is pieces of paper, pieces of bark from the tree. There's some other things in here, but this is not really good for anything except starting seeds. And even if that, and even for you to use it like that, you're going to have to do what I'm about to show y'all to do, right? Because remember last time when I did it, man. So this time, I put it in a container. And I'm going to take my water, which I have some rainwater here. Okay, rainwater. And I'm going to pour it. Now watch what happens. Uh-oh. Y'all know I'm in Delaware. I'm close to the airport, which is the Air Force. You know, they use that airport a lot. So we get a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but we do, I guess. A couple times a week. The military helicopters or airplanes, right? But anyway, so watch what happens when I pour some water on top of this. And the rainwater, I told y'all this is magic, okay? Look, it's just sitting there. And the only reason it's seeping in, because I did have some stuff in, other stuff in here, but look, it'll run right off. Watch if I pour it. Because it doesn't want to really absorb in there. The only reason it's doing it now because I already had some in there, dirt, and I already had mixed it up with some water already. All right, so it has some moisture. And so I did this so I can either take my hand, which I was doing earlier, but I had a little piece of something, and mix it up. Because if you don't do this, that stuff will not get moist. Okay, so you have to moisten it up. Okay. And I did add I added a few cotton balls in here and a little bit of this. That's why it's absorbing right now. I added this in that dirt to help it absorb because it just really didn't want to absorb. Okay, and it's okay to have that in there because that will decompose in the ground and all of that good stuff. That is the same thing as this. Okay, so I have one of these already with some soil in it, and not only that, but I have a cotton ball in the inside. So I'm gonna show you what I did. Let me see. So here is it. Right, it has a little hole. So I took a cotton ball. Let me see if I have a new one. Just a regular cotton ball. Okay, regular jumbo cotton balls. And you don't need the whole cotton ball for one. You can actually cut it, you know, break it into some pieces. Okay, so and then I'm going to stick it in here. But I want a little bit of the cotton ball to stick out like this. Right? And then I'm going to add some of this dirt. Or this, whatever this crap is called. Okay, it's not called dirt. Okay, I'm gonna add some of that. And this is if I was adding a seed directly. If I was adding a seed directly in here, right? Which I guess I can do now. I'll add a seed directly just to show you. Let me see what I'm doing tomatoes, so let me try to find. This is a beefsteak tomato. I haven't done those yet, which I am gonna do though. Let me find a tomato seed of some sort. Oh man, okay, here go all my seeds. I keep them in the Ziploc bag. I think the tomatoes though might be, that's what I did. Long thumb, I did cayenne pepper. It's still in the kitchen. Okay, let's see if I can find. I have some broccoli, peas, onions. What tomato is this? Beefsteak. I guess I could put a beefsteak. It don't really matter. It just needs to be something that I already, so I could keep up. Okay, because you have to keep up with what you're growing. You have to. You'll never know what it is until it starts springing, until it starts popping out. What is this? This is a bean. This is a bush bean. I'm gonna try this. This is old. Okay, see, it says 4 for $1. That tells me they're old, but I'm gonna see if it's gonna sprout out. So I'm gonna use one. And it's only because they're bigger. I know that they're big. They look like actual beans. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put one in there. See? I'm going to put one in there. If that one end up sprouting, then I'll grow the others. It's kind of going to be a test. And I'll put it on there. And then I'm going to cover it with some more soil. Now, based on the pack, it tells me that it needs to be 1 to 1.5 inches within. Okay, 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna take some of this soil. I'm gonna just pack it on up like that. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna do. Now, this is a what is this again? I forgot. Because I tore the name off it. I tore the name right off it. I know that it's a green bean, okay? I know it's a green bean. And it's a bush. See, that's what I have to remember. You cannot, so there's the bush variety and there's the pole variety, okay? And it matters because it does matter where you grow it, how you grow it, where you place it. This is going to end up bushing out, okay? The pole variety grows vertically. It grows up. And that's why you have to know what you're growing, okay? So this is a bush variety. I can end up growing this in a container if I want to, okay? But anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this under there like that until I can figure out how else I want to do it. I do have where I can put a name on it. I guess I could do that. Let me do that now. Because I do have one of these, a pin, and I do have, it might be in the kitchen. Let me see. I thought I saw one up here. I don't want these mosquitoes to come and tear my head up, okay? I could also write it on here. Let me do that. Let me see if I can or not. Because, look, I'm telling y'all need to keep up with it. And here I am. Bean. And I got to make sure that it's bush. Right? Bush. U-S-H. So, bean, bush. Okay? And then I'm going to close that up. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit it over here. I'm going to show y'all where I have them sitting. Okay. Let me move this out the way. Okay, cool. So, when the last time we was here, Y'all did see me put it in the egg carton. As y'all can see right here, this is part of the egg carton, right? And then I went in and put some more here, okay? I took care of them today. And so this is the bean, right? And I know what these are because I remember these are peas, okay? These are peas. So all of these are peas. And I'm going to sit them out here and I'm going to let them grow. The peas can handle the cold. The bean, on the other hand, not necessarily, okay? But I really should bring this indoors, but it doesn't get below 40 degrees, then everything will be good, okay? As long as it doesn't drop below 40 degrees, this will be out here and it'll grow well, okay? So we're waiting for these. These are germinating directly in soil. So I did not do them the way I did these over here. So we're going to get back over here. Okay. I know it might seem like it's difficult, y'all. It's really not difficult. I'm just giving y'all more details. Y'all, I could really just tell you, hey, put some soil in here, do da 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 da, and bam. Right? Like what I'm about to show you right now with these, okay? I'm not going to use these small ones. I want to use, because I think I have another one of these, right? I should do those, but I don't want to waste my time in case those doesn't germinate. Okay, so this is 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, 8. And the first thing I want to do is put some dirt in it, okay? Some soil, or whatever the hell this shit is called, okay? They calling it potting mix. Okay, it's not called dirt, it's not soil, it's a bunch of this stuff here, okay? But I don't want to use my hands. What did I do with that little thing? Well, forget it. Look, when you're gardening, baby, if you think you're going to keep your hands clean, do not garden, okay? That's what I would suggest. Don't garden if you're looking to be clean. Like my grandson, I'm teaching him how to do this. He's talking about, Mama, my hands. I'm like, yeah, baby. It's just dirt. It washes right off. It's no big deal, right? That's all it is. It's dirt. Somebody in here gonna be like, Bomb, your nails are dirty like he did last time. Yes, Bomb know her nails are dirty. Bomb is gardening. Okay, so Bomb put some soil in the bottom. She know that it's well hydrated with some water, right? Because I hydrated it with water. And then I'm going to take these, and I'm going to take one of these. It's too much water on here for now. I'm going to kind of squeeze that water out. I'm going to squeeze it in here because I'm going to put some more dirt in here, right? And then I'm going to sit this in here like this. Because that's just cotton, y'all. It's cotton. It's not going to harm the plant. The roots going to be able to go right through it and continue to grow, so it's not gonna harm it, okay? And so that's what I'm gonna do. But I don't want all that water in there, okay? I'm gonna squeeze this water out, the extra liquid. It don't need to have that much water. Let me tell you what the cotton also helps with, right? The cotton helps with, in case you go on vacation and you can't water your plants every so many days. Let's say you went away for a week. You'll be able to water in here, and the cotton will keep the plant watered from the roots down, okay? Roots up. So it's a benefit, and it's not harmful, okay? And also, if let's say I could use a dry cotton and make sure that the soil is really wet and put it on, and what'll happen as the plant needs the water, the cotton will absorb the water, okay? I showed y'all that when I showed y'all how I did that the cotton ball just drenches, it's gonna soak up all the water. The plant gonna need the water, it's gonna start searching for what it needs, and the cotton ball draws it up, okay? So it's a help, okay? And now I have them in, right? And I can cover them, or I don't have to cover them. But I'm going to lightly cover them, and I'm not even going to cover them in soaked. I'm going to use this dry stuff and cover it. Why? Because y'all saw that the bottom had enough liquid, right? Even the cotton ball has enough to get this to grow. So it don't have to be soaking wet at the top. Y'all see that? Simple, huh? That's simple. I know I'm doing a lot of talking. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. Okay, cotton ball. That's how I ended up getting my tomato plants to germinate. That is a technique. Do you have to do it that way? You do not. Okay, you can do it directly into soil, like you saw me do with that smaller one, right? Y'all saw me put a seed in. That's me germinating directly in the soil. Okay, but see how it's easier, right, to germinate it in something like this. You could do many of them at one time, and it just seems to be a little more spacious, easier, cheaper, cost effective, should I say, because when I use the word cheaper, man, people be like, oh, she cheap. I am cheap, baby. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. Okay, wait, what is this 2? No, that's 1. Okay. So I've germinated the seeds. These are wouldn't be called seedlings yet because it doesn't have its true leaves, right? So I know it looks like they have leaves, but those are just the germination. When it gets its true leaves, these will stay at the bottom. It's gonna spring up and get taller, and you're gonna see true leaves come, and they're gonna look different than this. Okay, it's gonna look completely different. And remember, I just germinated these last week, so this is just 1 week of germination. Okay, so and I could put a little water on here, which I'm gonna do by squeezing one of these. I'm gonna just put some water like that. Right, I'm gonna take another one and squeeze it just to have some water at the top. Wait, is that nothing else? Okay. See how that I'm putting that back in and it's absorbing that water, and then I'm taking it and squeezing it. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Y'all see that? It's simple. Now, if you want to spend a lot of money, you ain't got to worry about all this, baby. Okay? You go buy them 72 cells. It comes with these little pellets, which hubby did buy me. Okay? And I'll show that later. Maybe tomorrow. It's not that much money, but imagine. I don't think people understand how many seeds. This is not even a whole pack of seeds. These tomatoes, right? And this is 2, 4, 6, 8. But y'all see, I gotta have another 8 in here, and that's not even half of the pack of seeds. So imagine 72 cells sounds like a lot, right? This sounds like a lot. Let me show you. Let's take a look at it. Here it is. This looked like a lot. You're thinking, oh, Bomb, what you go? That's 72 cells. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is not enough. And that's why I was mad at hubby, first of all, because he got rid of mine, right? They come in 2 separate ones, right? This one, that's another. They have this bottom so you can water it underneath. And then they have the top so you can, and see, if you look at the bottom of these, they have like a little split, right? Hey, Mr. DJ. Hey, Peer Butterfly. Okay, so it has a little bottom, and you put water in here, but you can also, if you put a cotton ball in there and have it sticking out, the cotton ball, you will fill this up with water up to a certain amount, and the cotton ball will draw the water as the plant needs the water, right? So that's what the reason for the cotton ball is. Okay, but 72 cells is not a lot, because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 rows, right? So I already have 8, and probably another 8 of just peas. That means peas gonna take up this amount. And then I got the tomatoes, which probably just my tomatoes gonna take up the rest. And then I have all these seeds. I'm doing okra, I'm doing peas, I'm not doing corn, but I'm doing, and I still don't even have all my seeds because I want to get some peppermint, right? But I have garden beans, cucumbers. I'm definitely doing a lot of cucumbers because I love them, right? We're doing sweet peppers because I love sweet peppers. I'm doing a lot of watermelon because they're going to go right down on that hill, right? I manually created that hill. Then I got dill and chives and cantaloupe, which is going to be my first time growing cantaloupe, right? Carrots. I did grow carrots before. I did it in a container, and I never watered them. I'm going to be honest. We don't even eat carrots like that. So I kind of didn't even pay attention to them. The beans, which I love, some more sweet peppers, some more various type. I know it looks like I'm growing the same thing, but I'm not. There are different varieties of okra, different varieties of cantaloupe, different varieties of watermelon, different varieties of even beans, right? This is a hot pepper, then cayenne pepper, and then I had another one. That's another variety of okra. Where is it? This the muncher cucumbers. I have some broccoli. These are the Alaskan peas, and those over there are the sweet peas. And you see what I'm saying? And here are there's another type of hot pepper. You see it? Cilantro, chili. So they different varieties. Okay, and then I have eggplant, which I never grew, never ate, never tried. Okay, and I said I'm gonna try it. Okay, now if y'all think this is technical, I hope this isn't overwhelming, because remember, I'm doing hydroponics this year as well. Some of those seeds gonna grow fully in water. Okay, fully in water. But I just wanted to show y'all simply how you take it from this and put it to this, and then when they get a certain height, they're gonna go somewhere else, baby. They're gonna go somewhere either in the yard or in a container, or yeah. So this is not, they're not gonna stay in this for a very long time. Okay, they probably be in here for like a month, if that. Okay, different things grow differently. Okay, so once it get to be about 3 to 4 inches tall, that's when we're gonna transplant them wherever else I'm gonna put them, and wherever I put them is where they're gonna stay for the remainder of the season. Okay, so I hope y'all understand that. I do have to label them, right? Because here go right here. They are the Ramona. Is it Roma? Is it Ramon? How you say that, y'all? Roma. Yes, Roma tomatoes. And I'm gonna put that right there. Okay, because you have to keep up. I am going to show y'all why you have to keep up. Maybe in like a couple of weeks when they start growing, I'm not gonna be able to tell. First of all, I'm not gonna be able to tell Roma tomatoes from these red cherry tomatoes, right? I'm not gonna be able to tell them, but I'm also not gonna be able to tell them from something like a cantaloupe or a watermelon. I'm not gonna be able to tell them from anything. Everything gonna look alike. And then as they get larger, that's when they start changing their characteristics, right? Some things I'm not gonna know what they are if I don't keep up with them until the fruit bears, right? Like I was confusing a watermelon with a cantaloupe. I think not a cantaloupe, with a cucumber. And that's because I was doing it the cheap way, right? I'm showing y'all a cheap way, and I hope it worked for you. But the year that I was using cups, them little red, the foam cups, you know, that you get from the store. And I was able to poke holes in them, so I thought it was great, right? Which I'm still going to do that this year. But this time I'm going to do them differently. I'm going to have them in different containers so they won't blow over. But all this area was filled with little cups, y'all. I had little cups all on the rim and everything, little cups, and they were just growing in the cups. And then we had a rainstorm. It wasn't even a storm, but it was rainy and windy, and they blew over. But I had sticks in them. I had these sticks in them, right? Which you thought would be good, but when they blew over, guess what blew over too? The sticks blew over. And so I came out here and the cups was all blown over and the sticks was everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what things are. So I kind of guesstimate. I kept looking at them, trying to identify I did put them all in the same, like if I had all the tomatoes over here. I looked at them and I was like, okay, mostly likely this is a tomato. And so for the most part, I did well by guessing, but then not really. I ended up growing, so this is my area for my bell peppers. And this area was for my hot peppers. And I ended up with some bell peppers over here. I ended up with some hot peppers over here. And then I ended up with a whole a cucumber growing in here too. And I didn't want that. That wasn't my setup, okay? So it all worked out for me that year, but it was a headache. Okay, so it was a big headache. I had green beans over here, but this was my area for it was for beans, but it wasn't for bush beans. And I'm going to grow some food in that little area. And I even saw where people growing food in little cracks. I saw a video of somebody growing food in cracks. And I know you could do it because I told y'all my whole cucumber, the best cucumber I had, grew right out of this crack. Out of this crack right here. Okay? And how did that happen? When everything blew over, apparently one of them fell in the crack. And when I saw it growing, now you can tell the cucumbers, because the cucumbers leaves be like this big. They'd be wide. And so as it was growing, I said, oh, that's a cucumber. And that's why I didn't pull it out that crack. And I let it grow, and it grew, and it started growing up. It was all surrounding this. And then I had a tree, so like that little bush here, I had two more. And that cucumber vine went all the way to the front, y'all, with nothing but cucumbers. And it was so good. I'm never, ever not growing a garden unless I can't for health reasons or I just don't have the space. But even if I don't have the space, then if I have a patio, right? What them things is people have when it be like, they be in apartments and it be up there. Isn't that called a balcony? I don't know what it's called, but anyway, I had one before when we lived in an apartment. Actually, we lived in 2 apartments where we had those. Okay, you could grow from those, y'all. It depends on how much sunlight that area gets. Okay, and even if you don't get much sunlight, there are other things that you can grow. Herbs. Okay, now let me tell you something. I'm gonna grow some peppermint, some thyme, what else? Parsley. So I have some notes. Okay. I have some notes here. Just to warn y'all if y'all want to grow some stuff. Okay, there's some things you do not want to grow in your yard. Okay, not directly. Thyme is one of them. It will take over your yard. Okay, and it comes back every year. Every year. Over and over and all year. It don't matter if it's sunny or snowy, baby. Okay? Mint, I know it sounds great to grow mint, right? Peppermint, spearmint, and there's some other mints like catnip is a mint. But you gotta watch what you grow in your yard because it will take over your entire yard. Okay? Some things need to be grown in a container. And that's what these are. So these really were for herbs. If you go to Dollar Tree, you could buy something like this. I think I got this I didn't get this from Dollar Tree, but I think I either got it from like Walmart or um, or maybe the dollar store, right? Quite a few years ago. They're they're plastic. They're made of heavy duty kind of some type of plastic. My butt out when I bend over. I hope the neighbors can't see me through their backyard. Okay. Anyway, so these are heavy duty, and they are made for herbs, the things that you do not want to grow directly in your yard. And these things they're not that expensive. Okay. So even if you have just a small space, but you have like a little fence in your front or your back or some petition, or I don't know what to call it. I don't call it no fence. Okay. I don't know what the hell they call this goddamn thing, but you mine hang up here, and those two hang up here, right? And yeah. So there's no excuse not to grow something in 2025, baby. Look at hubby in there. He in there somewhere standing up, okay? Don't tell him I showed y'all him, okay? I could do that. I'm getting away with all kinds of shit today because I was mad at him, okay? Okay, he's spoiling me right now, to be honest, okay? So I'm going to use it to my benefit. I just planted herbs and flowers, lavender. Oh, yeah, I'm about to do some lavender. Mint chocolate and orange thyme. Lemon balm and tea and several basils. Oh, you got me. I heard of mint chocolate, but I haven't seen it. I've never seen the seeds. I'm going to have to look. That sounds good, especially you said orange thyme and lemon balm. That smell, I can smell it right now. Pure butterfly spirit, girl. I can smell it. It smells good, girl. It smells good. And those things help with pest control of your other things, right? Which I do have some notes on that too. Look, garlic repels bugs, right? Onion also repels. You can have a natural garden by just knowing what repels, what helps, what also you want to know what repels bugs, and you also want to know what gathers bugs. So like lavender will keep the mosquitoes and things away, but there's it might gather some other bugs. Okay, lavender, I definitely am growing lavender, and I'm gonna grow some rosemary as well. Lavender, yeah, and marigold. When I looked and did some research on marigold, I was like, oh snap! And they got something called. There are two other things that I said I was gonna look into, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. Some pretty flowers around the yard. I'm not into flowers. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I'm not. They die. They don't last long, right? They only last long if they fake. So I'm not interested. But when I found out that, first of all, I can eat lavender, I was like, wait a minute, I can eat lavender? So lavender makes an oil, and I know I said eat, but you could eat lavender. You could eat the flowers. And then I forgot that, yeah, you can eat flowers. Okay? Somebody, did y'all know them little flowers? What they call them, y'all? They in my yard right now. And they usually, you can't really see because it's not yellow yet, but I see them down there. I know y'all can't see it, right? I forget what they call them. People make wine out of those. So I was on a panel and they was like, oh no, that's a weed. I'm like, no, that's not a weed. People used to eat those as a salad. You pull them right out your yard, and people ate those. Y'all, you could eat those as a salad. I was like, oh snap. Yeah, dandelions. You know, I keep forgetting, Letitia. Y'all got to keep reminding me. You know, I'm bad with the names. Dandelion wine. Dandelion salad. If y'all think I'm joking, look up dandelion salad. And people used to, so we only call it a weed because we're not using it, but those who grow it and use it, they eat dandelion salad. Lavender for sachets and teas. That's what it was, a tea. For teas and oils. See ya? Oh, she said it makes soda too. I haven't made a soda yet, but I do have a machine that says I can make a soda using it. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go because it's gotten dark, okay? It's gotten dark. And I'm mad because I was supposed to come out here before it got warm for these trees to turn green. See, it used to be snow back here, and all this greenery was not here. And every year I say I'm gonna come back early enough and make sure this shit don't grow. I don't want to spray it with something. I could spray it with something and it'll die, but then that's that shit that causing cancer all over our country, right? So when our witch comes come through on next Monday, I'm gonna be out here, okay? I'm gonna be out here dressed like I am now, naked and shit, and I'm gonna say, cut this shit down. Why they let this shit grow? I have no idea. They're not supposed to let this shit grow. This is my yard. My yard goes back. They supposed to make sure all that's good, but they just letting it overgrow. So I'll take care of that. I'll take care of it, okay? Because I created this hill for my watermelons, because I had heard that you need a hill for watermelon. Now we find out that's not necessarily true after I've done a lot more research. But I was growing my potatoes, okay? But this year I'm gonna grow my potatoes in a bucket or a bag or a box, okay? You could grow potatoes in a box, y'all. When you get a box from Amazon, because I'm gonna show you my potatoes starters. You don't have to, and I'm gonna show y'all so y'all don't have to buy them if you don't want to. Okay, so here, here are seed potatoes. Y'all can see that? Seed potatoes. And look what a seed potato is, y'all. It's a potato. It's a rotten potato. That's it. Let me show y'all. It's a potato that's rotten, that has eyes on it. That's a seed potato, yo. And I bought this shit, they only give you like 3 or 4 in the thing. Look what it says. Do it tell me? Yeah, look, you only get 4. But you don't need to buy them, because you can have a potato, keep it in a warm place or something. Don't use it and it becomes seed potatoes. And then I have this. Now this is another thing. This you grow this different. This is sweet potatoes. It's an orange sweet potato, y'all. Look, it's cheap, but it only got 2. And look what it looks like. Yo, it's just a yam. That's it. So you go to the store, maybe a farmer's market or a regular store, and get a yam. Just get a potato. And I'm gonna show you how to grow this. Now you grow this differently than you grow this. Okay, you grow sweet potatoes differently than you grow potatoes. Okay, they're not the same, even though they're called a potato. They're different. Okay, this you put in some soil, wet, and it'll grow many potatoes. Okay, each one will grow many potatoes. This, on the other hand, you have to make slips. I'm gonna probably do it tonight, if not tomorrow. If y'all want to see me, I guess I'll do tomorrow. I'm gonna take these potatoes and I'm going to turn them into slips, which means I need some greenery. And through the greenery, I'm gonna then plant them all around, and that's when they make sweet potatoes. So these things grow differently. They do not grow the same. Okay, that's important for you to know. And what else? I think I have some, I thought I had garlic. No, onions. Onions, y'all. Now let me tell you about these onions. I'm going to grow these onions soon, but I'm not going to get a full onion until next year. Okay, my harvest on this onion is going to be next year. It says a summer harvest. Now maybe, but this does say a summer harvest, but I think it's too late for me to get a summer harvest of a full bulb onion. And that's what they look like. Look, just little onions. So I'm going to do some research on this tonight. So tomorrow, maybe I'll come back tomorrow and I'll do the sweet potatoes. I'll show y'all how to do that, and the onions. And if y'all want to learn how to do potatoes, I'll show y'all that too. Just go out into a store and get your potato, whatever kind you want. If you want Yukon, um, whatever potato, just go buy you a potato. Don't get a big one. Okay? You don't want to get a big one, okay? You don't get you a big one. Get you a smaller one. You don't have to spend a lot for it. And then we are gonna have to. I'm gonna show y'all how to put it somewhere so it can get these eyes on it. But it does need this, okay? This is what is needed to grow. Yeah, they say if it depends on how big I want them. How big I want them. So if I want a full-grown onion, but this does say it does say summer harvest summer. So you might be right. I'm about to do research because they got different brands, different types. But you see, this is a mixed. So that might be the confusion too, right? Because they got some that might be able to be harvested as big onions this year, but they're gonna be others that's not gonna be ready to be big onions until next year. It takes a while, and it's okay that it'll be in the snow and all of that. It'll do well. It'll do its thing. These things grow in ground, y'all. Okay, potatoes. We don't eat the flowers, the greenery, which you can, by the way. Okay, but we eat the root. So when we eat potatoes, we're eating the root. The actual root is what we're eating, and even with the sweet potatoes. And the same thing with the onions, right? These are things that grow in ground. So it could be doing its thing the whole winter, because it'll be underground doing its thing. And then when summer comes, the soil loosens up and it may even grow even more, and then you go and harvest. Okay? So I want to do garlic also. And I don't have any. I just realized today when I said, okay, because I wrote it down. I said, oh shit, I want to see, look right at the top, garlic. I said, okay, I don't have anything for garlic. So I do have dill, I do have chives, and I have everything else except the mint. I have all of those things, and then these two things are plants, and I'm thinking about getting that. Okay. But I definitely want to see, if you got some pictures of what you're doing over there, Pure Butterfly, and anybody else who's growing. And look, Letitia said she has some red potatoes. I'm ready to plant. Can't wait to see you plant them. Okay, well, we're going to get that going this week, y'all, because I do feel like I'm behind, but I'm not actually behind, because the 12th, which was just last week, is our last first date. Okay, so that was just last week. And but I'm behind because normally I grow indoors under the lights. So by now I would have been starting to put them, especially my okra. I really want some okra, and I really want to do watermelon and cantaloupe. Okay, and I just have to have the growing time. Okay, so I'm gonna put the top back on these. I'm gonna finish these later, maybe tomorrow or tonight. And these though, right? I'm gonna leave them out. Okay, I'm gonna leave them out for the rest of and let them grow. And I'll come out and water them, maybe. See, because I don't have to put them under the grow light in my house, because I don't want to do that, right? That's why I waited so long. But I'm gonna let them just do their thing. Now, if I realize it start getting cold, these tomatoes not going to survive. I'm going to have to bring them indoors at night. If it starts getting below a certain degrees at night, they'll die. Okay? But the peas can handle if it dipped down in the 40s or below. Peas like frost. Lettuce and stuff like that, they can handle the cold. They just can't handle the sun, the heat. Okay? So I'm going to remember that these are peas. And these are my Roma tomatoes. And I do have some other tomatoes. I have the red, I can't see them right now. Red cherry tomatoes, which this is my first time growing these. Okay? And the first time I grew tomatoes, y'all, the first time, I know y'all can't see, I'm sorry. The first time I grew tomatoes, they did not do well. But they were not from seed. I bought them. I went to a nursery. Did I buy them from a nursery? or did I buy them from Walmart? I don't remember ever buying no plants from Walmart. So I did buy them from a nursery. And they did not do well. Now, the second time I did tomatoes, I grew them from seed, and they did well. Okay? They did well. There's all kinds of different rules and people giving different information. There's all types of tomatoes. And I'm doing the research, okay? I'm not a pro at this. I'm just showing y'all what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna hope for the best, because it's been doing well for me. I'm telling y'all up front, I'm looking at YouTube video. Okay? I don't want nobody to be like, Bomb over there acting like she's a whole farmer. Bomb is taking her time looking at videos. Y'all can see my tablet. I'm taking notes. Okay? This tablet has notes on sewing, farming, gardening, or anything I don't know that I'm learning myself. I take notes. Okay? I take notes. But I don't want nobody claiming that I am teaching you something that's not good. If something I say don't sound right, y'all could correct me. If something I say just don't sound right to you, then hey, put the link to the video that you got it from under here. I will go and look at it. Okay? Because I want to do well, and I want y'all to do well too. Okay? I promise you I'm not no clickbait person. I'm not trying to fake. If I was doing that, I could make videos and then lie to you and claim, look at my garden, and it don't even be mine. Okay. By the way, people do that. Okay, there's some people who do that. They clickbait. So if I fail, y'all see me fail. And you say hang your onions and garlic after you grow them, and they will last long. Pierre, we're gonna talk, because when I start harvesting, that's when I'm gonna need that information. Okay, information overload right now, girl. Information. Whew. You know, I just found out that if you buy lemons and lime, y'all, lemons and lime. You ever bought a lemon and lime, and when you went to go use it, went bad, right? Because I don't use it that often, and I go to the store. I say, oh, I want to cook this. Let me buy me a lemon. Let me get me a lime. So I buy the lemon and lime, and then when I go to use it, it's bad. I found out there's a way you could keep them fresh by putting them in the refrigerator in water. You put them in a container, put water in the container. Now, let me say this. I don't know if that's clickbait. I saw that on a video. They could be lying, right? They could be lying. They can be lying because I haven't tested it yet. So I gotta put that out there before y'all be like, Bomb, you told me if I put my limes and lemon in water, it will last. I'm putting y'all, letting y'all know right now. I saw a video. The guy heard about the video. He tested it, and then he showed. That don't mean that that's factual though. It could be clickbait. It could be lies. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get in this house. Okay. I will definitely be back tomorrow. Okay, around the same time, because I don't want to be out here too late, too early, because you know I got neighbors right there, y'all, and I got a neighbor right there, right? And I'm out here with no clothes on. Okay, when I say no clothes on, let me show y'all what that means. That means I got on clothes, but I ain't got on no appropriate being out in the street clothes. Because motherfucker be lying, talking about you naked around your grandson, you naked. I'm not naked, y'all. Y'all can see that I have on my this is like my little house jacket. Okay, because people will lie on you. When I say I don't have on no clothes, I'm talking about clothes that's appropriate. they be lying. Look, she be around her grandchild naked. Because I do use those words, right? I'd be like, y'all, I ain't got on no clothes. I'm naked. But I don't really be naked. Why would I be walking around my grandson naked? I would not do that, okay? Anyway. And I wouldn't be outside in my backyard naked neither. Okay? That's all I want to say. Because I guess it's my fault a little bit, because I do say, y'all, I'm naked. But I don't be really meaning that I'm naked, okay? Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow, y'all. And listen, I'm going to read y'all. I can't read y'all comment. She said lemons and lime last for over a month in a cold refrigerator, no water needed. Yeah, I think they have lasted maybe about a month. But this guy showed where he put, well, you might be right. Now that I think about that. But, huh. You know what? I ain't think about that, Pierre. You might be right. You're right. I have had a lemon and a lime in my refrigerator for over a month. When I was looking at the video, I didn't even. I don't know how. But to resolve my issue, I started buying lemon juice and lime juice. You know them little things that look like the lime or the lemon. I just started buying that, and that lasts forever. Okay, that lasts forever. Anyway, y'all, I'm gone. I'll see y'all later. You said these people are retarded and don't know family dynamics. That is so true. Anyway, I hope to see y'all again, y'all. If y'all have any questions or you want me, if you see that I have seeds that you have and you want me to show you how to do it, but basically you do the seeds the same way, right? You can either do it, you could germinate them directly in the soil, or you could germinate them directly the way I showed you this way, right? Why would I do it this way? Because some of the things I'm doing hydroponics, I do have some things I don't think I showed y'all, or maybe I did and it didn't work out for me, right? That's what I like, that if I show y'all that I'm doing something and it don't work out, I'll be like, well, damn. Right? But I do have a bucket. I'm going to be growing some things in a bucket in hydroponically. And I haven't decided exactly what yet. But when I do it, I will show y'all me doing it, okay? I need hubby for that because he got to drill the holes in the bucket for me. Okay, so I'm going to have to bribe him, you know, with something good to get him to, he works. The only day hubby takes off, have off is on Sundays for the last quite a few months, okay? So I don't be wanting to bother him on Sunday. I'm trying to catch him when he off on a Saturday. Okay, and then, but I did show y'all me putting a seed on a bottle with cotton. And I looked at it, it's in my front yard. And it's about as tall as this right now. And I think it's a cabbage, if I'm correct. Okay. And I'll show it to y'all tomorrow if I remember. Okay, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for coming, Pure. And look, some of y'all need to show y'all stuff too if y'all want to. If y'all got a picture and you want me to put it up on my, whatever, I'll put it on there. Or we could share each other's pictures and photos and information. Okay? But I'll see y'all later, okay? I've been on here, wow, I've been on here longer than I thought.